Alright, today we're going to talk about adventure of 16th of March 2021. For the first time on our boat we had Brett Ritz.
G'day boys.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.
We left Mornington and what happened?
The plan was we were going to chase some snapper, and we went out wide off Mornington. It was late in the season. We had all the hopes and dreams that we could, and we just couldn't find any. We couldn't sound nothing up, to be honest. And so after a while, Tibby came up with an idea. We should shoot across to St Leonard's. The tide was slowing down, which really suited a whiting bite over there. And Mima was put us to shame.
Now, as we got there, she was start catching it straight away.
Yeah.
While we were setting up all the rest of the bed,
Yeah.
she was on.
Yeah.
And we used both. We used Paternoster rig and you used the Tinganosta. So the Tinganosta rig outperformed.
Because it gets down to the bottom is the main reason, and definitely a trick was the pilchard trick, where you put the little bit of pilchard over the squid, which would just burley them up, and you might not get them the first time, but they'd come back for the squid on the second time. So yeah, that was really good.
The actual tide stopped
Yeah.
and the whiting stopped.
And the gals come on the bite, and quickly rigged up a couple of long shanks, and Tibby was cutting up some little pieces of scad, and we were just no float or nothing, just out the back, and we'll just lower the rod down just under the surface and plucking them like they were going out of fashion. It was great.
On the video we seen, when I come home, obviously I seen heaps of Tommy Ruff, I seen heaps of yakas and that, but we're still catching King George.
It was amazing. Like, you put the burley pot down, and you learn a lot from your underwater footage. And the burley pot would go down, you'd see all the scad, and the leather jackets would come up to the pot, and then you'd see no whiting. So they're just obviously a bit timid and hanging back in the water column, and would cast back in. Yeah, it'd separate the crappy fish from the
From the good fish.
from the good fish. So it was good.
Yeah, no. On the way back we had a bit of a chop.
Yeah, she blew up in metre and a half chop, and we had a long punch 30 k's back to Mornington. But yeah, we had a bit of fun. It was good, wasn't it?
Nothing we couldn't handle.
Yeah.
Let's watch this video and I hope you enjoy it.
Cheers, boys.
It's 16th of March 2021. We left Mornington early, tried for some snapper in 20 meters of water, but no luck. So we decided to stick to plan B and go to St Leonard's and catch some King George whiting. As we got there, in no time I hooked a fish. This time it was a yaka on a Tinganosta rig. This rig has few names: running rig, western port rig, or some people just call it a whiting rig. But all in all, it's a dropper setup, and Tibby is going to demonstrate a little bit later. In the meantime, I was getting more yakas. After we checked the footage at home, underneath the boat it was a yaka city. It didn't take long and we were on the King George whiting. Again, the Tinganosta or the running rig did most of the damage. As you can see on the bait board, small cubes of squid along with small slices of pilchard did all the damage. With the tide coming in, King George whiting was on. They were not big, most of them were between 32 and 35 centimeters. On the underwater footage, still lots of yakas, plenty of Tommy Ruff, but no King George whiting at all. Somehow Burley attracted yakas and Tommy Ruff, but the King George whiting was about 6 to 7 meters away. The ground was definitely great as we had a nice sand patch in front of us, so there weren't many leather jackets this time. It was time to change the battery and refill the Burley bucket. As Tibby did that, crazy action started again. We started getting King George whiting left, right and center. Again, amazing how we managed to get so many King George whiting with this much Tommy Ruff and yakas around. Then, around 3 p.m., garfish appeared all around the boat. But that's a story for a future episode.
Alright, the very next video is from July 8, 2021, and this time we got with us on board Don Marco the Sharkman Charles and his son Luca, and we were chasing King George whiting.
It was a great day on the water and heaps of King George whiting around. Having Marco on the boat was great, to have someone to exchange the knowledge and the experience with. Also his little son Luca, what a little champ. He showed some amazing casting and catching skills.
Yeah, it was great to see father and son interacting and actually spending some time together. Let's watch this video and I hope you enjoy it.
Enjoy!
An adventure with difference. I promised my friend Marco to take his 5-year-old son Lucas to catch some squid and King George whiting. Most of the people know Marco as Sharkman Charles, but this trip he was just a father and a friend. First stop, Prince George. As we were a bit late, we only spent about 20 minutes trying for squid. Well, we failed to deliver. Even Lucas had the best jig and the best technique, we could just not get even one squid, so we were on the way to St. Leonard's. I didn't even manage to set up the cameras, and Lucas already got us our first King George whiting. It was touching 30 centimeters, but we did put it back in the water. A few moments later, another fish on line. This time it was a bigger fish and it was photo time. Checking the cameras later, under the boat only leather jackets. We had the good ground, sandy ground, but on the video only leather jackets. Saying that, we were hooking King George whiting left, right and center. For good 40 minutes, little Lucas was busy catching fish consistently. I have to say, it was amazing watching father and son in action. They were catching fish, sharing the rod, and laughing all the way through. Around us, water was like glass. One of those winter days with wow factor. Even that the underwater camera only captured leather jackets, King George whiting was coming on strong. This time the Reddy's running rig, he was the best performer. Not long after, little Lucas got a bit tired, so the oldies got involved catching some fish. Again, the pilchard slice was the key. Me and Marco shared quite a few tricks on how to catch King George whiting, but this time, in particular situation, we both agreed that pilchard did the trick. Since Lucas got quite a bit bored fishing, playing with the King George whiting in live bait tank was quite fun. At one stage, King George whiting was on like seagulls on KFC. Oh well, in between we did hook some flathead as well, but King George whiting was much more fun. As the sun was closer to the horizon, water was unbelievable. The scenery and fishing was unreal. The fish was only 30 to 35 centimeters, but there was plenty of them and lots of fun. We had double hookups, triple hookups, and quite a few we missed. But if you pay attention to the fish we're bringing in on the boat, all of them on the running rig. Sometimes Paternoster rig is the go, but this time the running rig did all the damage. When I get home, first thing I normally do is check the underwater camera. All I can say, leather jackets in the millions, odd grass whiting, but I could not spot a single King George whiting. The sun was just about to set, the fish was still on. As it got later in the day, the fish was actually quite bigger. Soon it was time for me slowly to pack up, as we had 25 kilometers back to Werribee Ramp. While I was packing, Lucas managed to hook the last fish of the day. Then we took a few photos, put the fish in a skylar bag, and that concluded our happy trip for the day.
Hey Lucas, so tell me a bit about our fishing adventure with Tibby.
We went fishing for squid, but we caught nothing. Then we went fishing for whiting, and we caught a lot.
Yep, and who caught the first whiting?
I caught the first whiting.
And who looked after you that day?
Mima.
Mima and
Tibby.
Tibby. You love your fishing?
Mm-hmm.
What's your favourite fish to go for?
Squid.
Squid, little ones or big ones?
Both.
Did you help Tibby at the end of the day to count the whiting?
Yeah.
And where did you put him? Did you put him in a little net?
Yeah.
To scale the whiting?
Yeah. By dragging them in
Yes.
the water.
We finished it off with a nice hot chocolate, didn't we?
Yeah.
Who made you the hot chocolate?
Mima.
All right, Lucas, that's about it. So what would you like to say to Tibby before we leave?
Thank you, Tibby. And next time you come, we'll catch you fishing on Sharkman boat.
Cool.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Lucas.
Alright, in this example I'm gonna show you how to make your own running rig. It's important to use quality leader and anything between 8 to 15 pound. In this situation I'm gonna use just a 12 pound Blackmagic fluorocarbon leader. So basically what I normally do, I get a middle of this line. You can use per preference again, Gamakatsu's, Daichi, you can use any hooks you want, Ona. I'm gonna use for this example again the British Mutu hooks. They're little circle hooks. They're similar to Blackmagic KL11, which is very popular as well for King George whiting. So what I normally do, because the hook, the eye is not offset, I normally do a uni knot. So basically a simple, you can Google this through the YouTube, or you can go on my YouTube channel, subscribe, and that I'll have all this done detailed for you. So the uni knot, it's a simple uni knot. And there you go, that's your hook ready to go. The uni knot, the harder you pull, the tighter it gets. So that's my hook. On the other side, I would normally have a swivel. Again, nothing better than a uni knot. You can use blood knot, but I prefer the uni. So now, to attach the sinker, most of people just do a simple loop knot. Once you do a loop knot, these two lines are actually dropping down together. It's not really good because sometimes in the current that will sit and this particular line will go and tangle on top of your leader. So the best way to do it's a drop loop. And then just get this one out through the dropper and just pull it together. Now this is what it looks like. So I'll just show you the difference between dropper loop and the standard loop. Once you do a standard loop, you get this line coming back to your leader, to the top of the. Once you do a dropper loop, it kinda continues. It just goes straight and line continues, both sides. As far as the running rig, it's only one brand so far, and as I say, that's Reddy's rig that actually makes the proper running rig for Port Phillip and Westernport, and I'll show you how it looks. And this actually it's designed with a dropper loop as well. Plus it does have a clip for your sinker. So you just clip the sinker on, lock it, and that's you're ready to go. This is the actual proper running rig for Port Phillip Bay and Westernport. Jason King George whiting.
Thank you for watching, and we see you next week.
Next week we're gonna show you Shenlow Inlet at Sandy Point. What a beautiful place. I hope you're gonna enjoy that.
See you then.
I hope, I dream, I wish to catch a big fish, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman, and I do it when I can. I'm a happy fisherman.